the one, the only, Beitzah.
Welcome to Yeshiva YouTube, Iyun and Iyun. Tonight we're doing Maseches Beitzah, Perek Aleph, Mishnayos, Dalet and Hey, 4 and 5. In Mishnah Hey, it says an interesting halacha, a bunch of interesting halachas, and basically all 3 or 4 halachas over here. There's 4 halachas over here. Beis Hillel is matir in all these cases to open up, not only to open up your store, but also to pull the shutters down, to move things which are normally not supposed to move, to move something which is a hide, which also is klishma, is basically a certain type of muksa, and also the famous thing that you're allowed to be motzi, to take out the sharabim, do the malach of hotzah on yantiv, which is normally forbidden, for a sorach mitzvah, to take out a bris milah, for a child for a bris milah, sefer Torah or a lulav. Those Beis Hillel matters. The Gemara explains mitoch hotzah l'torah, hotzah nami shalol l'torah. That, and Beis Shammai disagrees in all these cases, so you can't do this. Now, the question is that yesterday we learned that when it came to shechting a chaya and oaf, right? Beis Shammai was the one who was makel. Beis Shammai says that even if you didn't take the dirt, which you would need for kisei adam, covering the blood afterwards, you're allowed to go ahead and do the malacha she'en gufa, to take the dirt out of the ground, to use it for kisei adam, even though to shech, knowing that you're going to have to do that. And Beis Hillel did not allow you to do that. And the reason explained, Beis Shammai was mekel for simchas yantiv, and Beis Hillel is not mekel for simchas yantiv. So why is it that over there Beis Shammai is the one who's mekel, and all these mishnayos over here, Beis Hillel is the one who's mekel? And there's a lot of questions over here. When I was in Rav Yonasan Sachs' year, we did Maseches Beitzah, and he gave 5 different sources for this concept. He told where's the source? The Gemara says what the source for it, what is it based on? And I'm going to explain it to you now. What I believe this is the correct explanation is that really there's 2 mitzvahs when it comes to yantiv. Well, there's 1 mitzvah. Simchas yantiv is a mitzvah on yantiv, and the Gemara explained in Maseches Psachim that primarily it involves eating for men, basar, right, and yayin. Nowadays we don't have basar shlam, so yayin, pretty much eating and drinking is simchas yantiv. And then you have the concept of ochel nefesh. Achasher yasa l'chol nefesh hu levado yasa. Achasher yachal l'chol nefesh hu levado yasa l'kan. Torah says that there's a dispensation to do certain malachas. Even though on Shabbos they would be forbidden, but yantiv there's a heter to do malachas for ochel nefesh, for the purposes of eating. Now, what is behind ochel nefesh? What is the svar? Even though the Torah says it, but we're trying to figure out what is behind. What's the underlying reason that ochel nefesh is mutter on yantiv? So one explanation could be that it's for simchas yantiv, right? That is because it's necessary. Simchas yantiv is not a mitzvah on Shabbos. No mitzvah of simchas Shabbos. There's a mitzvah of simchas yantiv. Since every yantiv you have to be happy, so the Torah says, and the primary way of being happy, at least for men, is eating and drinking. So the Torah allowed you to do malachas, to eat. Very self-explanatory. The other explanation for ochel nefesh has nothing to do with simchas yantiv. It just has to do with enjoyment, right? The Torah wanted you to enjoy, like the Gemara actually says. Also in the second paragraph of Maseches Beitzah in the Gemara is malchus to Ezra Yeshua. It says atzeres hilachem and atzeres hilashem. Part of yantiv is to enjoy for you, and part of it is for Hashem. So there's different ways of resolving that contradiction. Right? Elijah says you can either choose the whole day could be for you or the whole day for Hashem. Rabbi Yeshua says chatzi la'Hashem, chatzi lachem, but that means that half of the day should be spent for you, for your enjoyment. There's a very big difference in vernacular between the word happiness and enjoyment. Simcha means happiness, joy. Enjoyment is a totally different word. Enjoyment is better than happiness. Most people, no one really gets happiness. The Constitution guarantees you the right for the pursuit of happiness, but no one really gets. Most people don't get true happiness in lifetime. But even better than happiness, people can experience happiness for certain points in their life. To be a truly happy person, you have to be really happy all the time. That's something which is really unsustainable for most people. But enjoyment is even better. Enjoying something. For a woman, it's really experiencing something, a chavaya. But for men, it's really the enjoyment. Enjoyment is better than happiness. You could enjoy your whole life, always enjoy. That'd be better than being happy all the time. So, what Beis Shammai and Beis Hillel are really arguing about is something very fundamental about life and about Judaism, and that's the question over here by ochel nefesh. What is the reason ochel nefesh is mutter? Is it because of simchas yantiv, Or is it something far greater that Ochel Nefesh is mutter because the Torah wanted you to enjoy Yontif? There's an additional idea to enjoy Yontif. And that, I think, is the machlokas between Beis Shammai and Beis Hillel. The reason Beis Hillel allows you to take out the whole idea behind Ochel Nefesh is Simchas Yontif, right? Simcha, right? And therefore, for mitzvahs also, take out a katan to do a bris milah or sefer Torah or lulav, those are mutter because the idea behind Ochel Nefesh and Yontif is Simchas Yontif, right? Mitzvos, right? The Gemara says we pass, and Rava says mitzvos lav lahanos. We can't really enjoy mitzvos nowadays. We passing like Rava, so you can't enjoy mitzvos. But there is a concept of Simchas mitzvah. The Gemara says that a person, the Gemara says in Maseches Brachos that a person is very, very rare that a person has a simcha shel mitzvah, simcha shel dvar Torah, simcha shel mitzvah. The Gemara says is a true simcha. So you can have simcha, you can have happiness from doing mitzvahs. So therefore, Beis Hillel extends it to doing mitzvahs because Ochel Nefesh was primarily to allow simcha. So simcha is yontif by eating, and simcha is yontif by doing mitzvahs also. But according to Beis Shammai, it's more fundamental. Beis Shammai says the reason of Ochel Nefesh has nothing to do with simchas yontif. It has to do with enjoyment. The Torah wants you to enjoy yontif, and that's really found at Atzeres Hilachem. That's the source of Beis Shammai. Atzeres Hilachem. Now, Atzeres Hilachem is basically you should enjoy, and if you should enjoy, so doing things for simcha, for mitzvahs, is not enjoyment. It's not mitzvahs lav lahanos. We will enjoy the mitzvahs in the future, Yemos Mashiach, but right now we're not going to enjoy them. So therefore, he doesn't allow for sorach mitzvah because it doesn't provide enjoyment. However, when it comes to yesterday's about shechting chaya va'of, he allows you to do it for kisei adam. The reason Beis Hillel does not allow you to do it, even though in these mishnayos he allows you to do muksa and certain things, is because, according to Beis Hillel, a person is going to be consumed with a mitzvah. He's thinking about the mitzvah of kisei adam afterwards. So he's not going to be preoccupied on what he's doing, the chaya va'of that he's going to eat. He's thinking about the kisei adam. So if you allow him to shecht and add chaya va'of because he's doing kisei adam, so he's going to be focusing more on the mitzvah. If he's the type of person that's involved in the simcha of mitzvah, it's easier to get simcha from mitzvahs than happiness in life. Life throws a lot of challenges if you're not doing Torah and mitzvahs. As much as people are learning Torah most of their life and doing mitzvahs are probably much happier people than the rest of the world. It's true. It's true. People that sit and learn, people that do mitzvahs all the time, are much happier people than the rest of the world. The world is very challenging. There's a lot of arguments people get into when you get into conflicts about money, earning money. Things are very difficult. It makes life very challenging. So those are the happiest people in the world. The happiest people in the world are like that. But according to Beis Hillel, you're going to be focusing on that, so you're going to miss out. That's primarily a person's simcha. He's focusing on the simcha's yontif, on the simcha of the mitzvah of kisei adam. He's not focusing on the ochel nefesh, and therefore it doesn't fall into the heter of ochel nefesh to allow the rabbanon for ochel nefesh. But according to Beis Shammai, the purpose of ochel nefesh and yontif is for the enjoyment. So therefore, a person's zas, his mindset, is on the chayav of. So therefore, even though he does something afterwards, he's going to cover the mitzvah of kisei adam, but he's not thinking about it. He's not shechting in order to do that. Some people just live to do mitzvahs, right? I think there was a famous story with a Hasidic Rebbe. I heard he was sitting with a chassid of his, and there was an apple on the table, and the chassid says, "You know what the difference between me and you is?" The Hasidic rabbi said to the chassid, he said, "You know the difference between me and you with this apple?" He said, "You make the bracha to eat the apple. I eat the apple in order to make a bracha." And that's exactly what they're saying over here by Shammai's Hillel, is that when, according to Beis Hillel, people are doing it for the kisei adam, forgetting ochel nefesh. How could you matter ochel nefesh? But according to Beis Shammai, he's like the chassid. Beis Shammai is like the chassid. He's making the bracha eat the apple. His main focus is the food, so therefore it would fall under the heter of ochel nefesh. I think I gave you a pretty good synopsis of the entire Maseches Beitzah over here. If you heard this shir, you probably could understand the entire Maseches Beitzah. But we will continue tomorrow. I hope you enjoyed today's shir. See you in the next one.